my goodness. Hi everybody, it's Dr. Tay here for another episode of Kitchen Science. I'm sorry you caught me in the middle of getting prepared for my quarantine party. You're all invited. Today we have a special experiment that we need to get started on immediately. Our experiment is called Fire Extinguisher. We're going to learn about fire as well as volume. We're going to use the following supplies: a candle or some type of tea-like candle. It could be a candle inside of a small jar, as long as it's small enough to fit inside of a glass when you flip it over. You need a lighter. So, as I always warn, beware, kids. Please do not do this experiment on your own. Have a parent available or a guardian to make sure that all safety measures are taken while doing this experiment. You're going to need a mini plate or a bigger plate, as long as it can hold some water on the inside of the plate. Now, this isn't bowl-like, but it's indented enough where water can be held within that area. You're going to need water, of course. And last but not least, you're going to need food coloring. The first learning principle we're going to talk today about is fire. And you may already know that fire relies on oxygen and fuel in order to produce light and heat. Well, we're going to utilize the fire aspect and how the candle needs to remain somewhere with oxygen in order to remain lit, and see how we can extinguish this flame while sucking water into our glass cup. First, to do this experiment, we're going to set our candle in the middle of the plate. I'm going to go ahead and add food coloring to my water. And it's already mixed, so I don't need to do much stirring or anything. Next, we're gonna light the candle. And as a reminder, please kids, do not do this by yourself at home. Get a parent or guardian to watch over you to make sure all safety measures are taken. Okay, now as my candle is lit, I'm gonna take my water and pour it around the plate. Remember, I've colored the water orange with food coloring. All right, you don't want to overfill the plate because you don't want the water to fall off the side. Remember, it's not a bowl, it's a plate. Last but not least, we're going to add our glass cup upside down to the top of this candle where we are covering the candle. The candle will be in the inside of the glass cup. I'm going to move this closer so you can see. 1, 2, 3. Now watch. As the water rises, it's rising because the heat from the flame expands the air. This air is expanded in the inside of the cup, but as a result, the oxygen gives a little bit more time in existing within the cup. But then you saw oxygen was depleted or no longer existing, so the candle went out. As a result, the volume of the air on the inside decreased and the water started to rise. Now, as you see my plate, it doesn't have as much water as it did before. Once I release my cup, here goes the water again. As a reminder, volume is the amount of space that something takes up. Air within the cup, it expanded when the heat from the flame existed. But once the candle went out, the volume from the air on the inside decreased so much, or the space that the air on the inside took decreased so much, that it allowed the water to be sucked through. Well, in less than 10 minutes and during our fire extinguisher project, we have learned about fire and how it relies on oxygen in order to give off the light and the heat that it produces, as well as volume and how it means it is the space or the amount of space that something takes up. And once heat is in the room, air expands, but once the fire was out, it decreased the volume of the air on the inside, allowing for the water to rise. Thank you for tuning in to Kitchen Science. Tune in again next time for some more science fun with your host, Dr. Tay. I'll see you later.